work it.
For
B-side
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Bo Scarbrough, your host, and with me are my three co-hosts, Alabama legends, Trent Richardson, Christion Jones, Blake Sims, one of the baddest quarterbacks to come through Alabama, one of the best returners to come through Alabama, and the man himself, Trent Richardson, one of the best unbelievable back that started it all at Alabama. And we are brought to you by Workspace Solution and Oak Mountain Financial Partner. And what's up, guys? How y'all been?
Man, everything's smooth, baby.
Everything been smooth?
Man, we at the Bryant Museum, baby. Just hospitality they showing us, baby. Couldn't get no better than this. How y'all feel?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain, man. We 2-0 with the Birmingham Stallions. Great team. Coach Holt's doing a very good job of leading us, and we got a leadership team that's also play a big role in it, and we got younger guys stepping up to the plate, and first year guys at that, and taking on the role and being able to be leaders, and it's just a connection to the team that bringing us together as one.
That was the only professional team to bring a championship back to the state of Alabama, right?
Yes, sir. We was the first one to do it.
Okay.
And what's so surprising to me is that we put a team together that players never played with each other, and the bonding and the connection and the buying into the program and the system is like that. Is on point, Everybody playing their role, doing what they supposed to do, being a yes sir and a no sir type of guy.
Yeah.
And it just it just brings more energy to the team and more culture to the team at that, because once you got a handful of guys that listening, those other guys that new gonna automatically buy in because they see how the team is being carried by their character and how we present ourselves. So that's been a big part of our team, is us with the connection with each other, and being able to coach each other up. Not only just the coaches coaching us, but us as players coaching other players, even like younger players telling older players things, and they listen, and that's the whole point of.
How do y'all handle that though? Like, obviously you're a well-known running back within the shield of the NFL and all the other leagues. Like, how do you sit there and teach a young cat that, like, I know you just came out, but take your time. Like, you're going to get your carries. You're going to get your time when you're supposed to show them coaches. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, because you came in a couple of years as the young guy, now you the old guy. What are you taking to help them young guys?
Well, basically, you just got to tell them to be coachable.
Yeah.
And, you have some guys that know they did it right, and the coach wanted them to do it another type of way, and they can get discouraged or probably have a little attitude or whatever, if that's the case. And you just got to tell them that, hey, you know what you did right. Just say yes sir and keep it moving, and it'll take you a long way. But when you sit there and listen to what the coach have to tell you, is after that is more body language. I mean, you can throw your hands up and be that type of way, but that's the body language that you showing. But you may be saying, nah, that's not the case, but your body language is telling it all.
Yes, sir.
So right now is the body language, So I tell them the body language first, and then after that you have to just say yes sir, even if you do know. Right. It's just like Coach Kershke and Skip Holt, showing me how to run outside zone. I've been running outside zone for years,
Right.
But I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, coach, I know what I'm doing." I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna listen to what he have to say and say yes, sir.
Right.
Because he may say something that I never thought of over these 27 years of running outside zone. You know what I mean? And then I add something to your game.
Right.
So that's kind of what I tell them. Being the vet of the team and the spokesman of the team and being part of the leadership, and that's what I try to emphasize to the guys, that yes sir, no sir, and be coachable and carries you a long way because you in the league to get back to the NFL if that's your plan. So your character towards the coaches is what's gonna get you to the next level because of course they're gonna call the coach and ask what type of players is he? Is he a coachable player? Is he someone that we have to worry about? Is he someone that gonna be in trouble? Is he someone that gonna be late? Are we gonna be looking for him all the time?
Right.
Or he's a guy that gonna show up on time, do what he asked to do, and do what's supposed to be done when it's supposed to be done.
Yes, sir.
And that's how you teach younger guys to grow in the aspect of football.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
So
for sure.
that.
Speaking on that, with A-Day just passing by, I seen where Coach Saban was very impressed by the spring period. And I think a lot of that has to do with what you're talking about now in terms of the younger guys coming in with not only an edge to want to perform and be able to play, but also listening, being able to accept leadership.
Exactly.
So I think Coach Saban has formed this leadership group from the old guys into a way to give hope to the young guys. Sometimes when you have the older guys who've been there for a while and who are top-notch players, it's almost like you ain't finna play. You trying to show a young cat that he's not going to play instead of showing him how to play.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So with you guys' knowledge of what y'all seen through A-Day, I seen a lot of things that I was very impressed about, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I also feel like the guys getting it. They getting it. They responding well to leadership. Not only just Coach Saban, but the players. Like I said, how did y'all feel when y'all watch A-Day? How did some of those leadership skills? And I'm not even talking about just an outstanding athlete that performed well, but more so the guys buying in. Like, what is y'all image when y'all was watching body language? When y'all was watching the intensity of A-Day? What kind of characteristics do y'all see us having that's going to help us excel and get to where we want to go?
Well, I wasn't satisfied, like Coach Saban said, but I wasn't displeased either. Because you got to think about it, these are young guys. Like he said in the beginning of the year, last year, we are in a rebuilding stage.
Right.
So they have to teach these guys the standard, the expectation, buying into the program, what it means, and the fourth and so on. And from what I saw in the 8-A game is that our defense gonna come around back like it used to be. And as far as the offensive side of the ball, like I spoke on Justice Haynes yesterday, he gonna be a big part of that offense because that guy has the skill level of Trent, Eddie, Derek, Mark, and me, of course, myself.
Right.
It seemed like he got all of Coach Burns' running back that he ever coached, and it's all into one player.
Yeah.
Because he's so explosive. He can move lateral. He can go downhill. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Like he have all these tools that some of us didn't have that we had to, basically.
He walking in as a freshman with it.
Right,
Yeah.
and basically we would steal moves from Trent, steal moves from Derek, steal moves from Eddie.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we mixed the game up for all of us to be. When this person go out, you got the exact same person coming in. You know what I mean?
sure.
And that's how it's always been at Bama. If one receiver go down, the next receiver up just as good as the receiver that was starting. So we always had depth. It's just that the depth now just got to understand their role and to be ready when their number is called.
There you go.
And the only way how they going to do that is if they bought into the system and doing what Coach Saban asked them to do, and not going out there being selfish and saying, oh man, I'm not playing, I'm not starting. And correct me if I'm wrong, when we first got to Alabama, we all started off on special teams.
Come on now.
And that's the way how we got on the field.
Come on.
And whatever our job was on special teams, we took that very serious because that was our only time to be on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
No, for sure.
So what did you think about
I'm sorry, man.
the 8A game?
When you said something about special team, I looked at Blake.
Blake had a flashback.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. He always want to call me.
What happened on special teams with Blake, if you don't mind?
I mean, we ain't got to talk about it. Let's get back to the 8-day conversation, man. On the quarterback side, man.
Before he became a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, man, look, special team was just not my cup of tea, man. It just wasn't, I mean.
What was the worst part of special teams for you?
Gotta think I'm a wedge buster, cuz I'm not busting no wedge. Cuz I'm not, bro. I think at one point in the running backs room, bro, I was the only guy.
At the time, Blake. When you were 245.
Never. I was just always 215,
you just
220.
always had that good belly.
Always had the gut food from the
that's what made.
From a young child, I always had it. But what I'm trying to tell you, at one point in the running back room, I was the only one that wasn't with running people over, cuz I'm always being like a make you miss. You feel me? I ain't trying to. I get the duo. Oh, somebody there.
Outside.
There you go. Bounce it outside. You feel me? That's why I like outside zones. I'm gonna go crazy.
All right.
But you know.
What you think about the quarterback competition going on?
We need to let Trent answer his question.
I'm sorry.
Go
I didn't even know.
Trent.
He got to run his mouth.
What you think?
What was the question again?
What you thought about the 8A overall
performance? That's crazy.
For me, man, I think from the running back position, I think that kid gonna have, and I don't want to say kid, that young man, he gonna have a good career at Alabama. But they gotta use him the right way.
Right.
They gotta use him to his strength. He need to be coming downhill. He need to be behind the quarterback, and that's what's gonna fit him. CJ, you said something last week about that this cat don't look to mess up. He's not looking. You know, if it's a bad play, he's not looking to the sideline. If it's a good play, he's not looking to the sideline. I like that. But he can do it, man, and he can have one of the best. He can be a legend at Bama, and he can have one of the best careers at Bama, coming in playing as a freshman. If they give that man the right opportunity and put the right pieces around him to build the old chemistry back of the okay, we're gonna run the ball regardless.
Gotcha.
That got to be. We know we can pass the ball, but we're going to be able to run the ball in a pro offense. And it's hard to say a pro offense now, because the pro offense now is dang near a shotgun. You look at what's going on in the NFL.
Right.
Especially third down.
But overall, man, I think we have a couple receivers that can really do some good things. I think defensive-wise, we're going to be talented on the DB stand. Yeah. We're going to have some smarter players. I ain't saying players that, you know, they wasn't smart before, but I think, you know, when it comes to perfecting a game, you talk about the guys like the Rolando McClains and talk about the guys like Dante Hightower. They played smarter than they played harder. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a difference. My last year, I didn't have to play as, you know, I'm just trying to run everybody over. I got to be able to hide behind my running back. Hide behind my offensive lineman. Like, I got to set their blocks up for them. Right. So, like, when you play smarter, you're playing faster. Like, when you're watching more film, you're doing all this and that, like, it makes you ultimate, bro, when it comes to be a football player, when you know how to set up this and set up these runs and set up, you know, set up your offensive lineman or set up your defensive tackles to where, like, I know every place you're going to be. So I'm going to fill my hole, you can fill your gap. Somebody going to win. So when you're doing that, man, and I like what the offensive line did. That was my thing. Like, I want this offensive line to be one of the best offensive lines that came around. Like, if you can do that, if we can win them in them trenches up front, we ain't got nothing to worry about. We don't have the athletes. Yep. But receivers got to fall forward too. That's a big thing that we was doing last year. We wasn't falling forward when we caught the ball. Yeah. We wasn't falling forward. We wasn't as physical either.
There you go.
Like, we need that ooh back, that punch. But man, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's early, you know, and I think people got to realize too, because a lot of people's criticizing Alabama for the A-Day, But people got to realize too, bro, like it's a practice for us. You know, and everybody's out there, they've been doing what they're supposed to be doing to get a position and trying to, you know, claim the prize. And the prize is what?
Right.
We want to win.
Exactly, championship. And that's the thing. So since you spoke on the receivers, you know, we have basically a whole new receiving core out there now.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I want to get Christian thoughts on the new receivers out there and what you think that they can bring to the table this year if they do what they need to do.
I wasn't impressed with the receivers in A-Day. I think we had a lot of drops, and dropping the ball, you know, it affects two people. It affects the confidence of the receiver, but it also frustrates the quarterback. When especially if a quarterback is already not playing as well or not getting the reads right, then he finally get a right read and you drop a ball. So much frustration going on. So I think we got to get some consistency at receiver, and that's all across the board. Brooks, Isaiah Bond, 11, I can't remember his name, the young freshman kid. But we just got to get some consistency all around at receiver. And I think what made us very well too is when you said about Justin Haynes and a couple of those backs, McMullen. I think they have to get in position where they're catching the ball as well. They got to get in a position where it's not just all handoffs. We got to get in position to where we can stretch the perimeter a little bit more. And like you said too, the run game is going to help guys get open in the pass game, because if the run game is not situated and we're not being efficient in the run game, then you're not going to really be efficient in the pass game with the way it's set up, you know. So I think receiver-wise, that was probably my least favorite group on A-Day. Had a lot of drops, a lot of misconnections in terms of whether it was Tyson or Miro or quarterback. It really didn't matter. It was just inconsistency all around. But I think that's something that can get worked on. I think that's going to take some more confidence working with. And it's hard as a receiver. I've been a part of a quarterback competition my senior year when it was Blake and Jake Coker. It's different. It's difficult to catch the ball from multiple quarterbacks. It's just different. It's just tough. You run that slant, you expect this guy to put it right here, and then but it's the other quarterback and he's putting it here. But a receiver got to make those plays. When it's in your perimeter, when it's in your frame, your body framework, you got to make those plays. So, and I think those plays going to get made once these kids start understanding that we're getting closer and closer into the season. Shout out to Coach Holman. He does a great job as the receiver coach at the UA. And, you know, these guys, I think you said it, Trent. What I did see was we're physical. Yeah. We're physical on the perimeter. We're physical in the trenches. We're competitive. And what I do like about our receiver group is, and what I like about a lot of our guys is, they have the next play mentality. You know, nobody's soaked in on, I dropped this pass, now his head down when he jogging back, or bad body language like you was talking about. It's next play, move on. We're gonna correct it and get it done. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that, you know, back in the day, half of your team was coming in the summer.
Right.
Now they're here. So one thing you got a chance to continue. Man. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy how it flipped like that. They only got, I think, two, maybe three guys coming in the summer, but everybody's here.
And they put them way ahead of the game.
Way ahead of the game, and they get them a better chance at playing as well. Because when you come in the summertime, them guys kind of already have their spot, and it's kind of hard for you to get in there because you got to pick up on that playbook quick.
And that's the biggest change.
You don't do it during the summertime. It starts in August.
True. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest change.
Yeah, adjusting to that
playbook. Adjusting to the schedule of an athlete.
Yeah.
Freshman athlete, first of all. And then body change to get ready for the spring. Body change to get ready for fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You feel mental capacity of
fourth quarter.
I gotta go to class. I gotta go to practice. And I gotta go to the house.
And you waking up at 6:45.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
That's sleep.
What you think about the quarterback situation this A-Day?
I think what I like the most about the offense is that we don't have no superstars. Like we don't have, like, at the beginning of our games, like about our season 2014, they wasn't talking about. Yeah, they was talking about Coop and Derek, but majority of the time they were just talking about Coach Saban. Because we didn't have no Heisman candidates. We didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's big. So now it lets them know that, like, somebody has to step up.
Yeah.
Like, right now, Bryce is gone. So somebody has to step up. We haven't had a wide receiver step up. We're looking for Brooks to do it. The way he was communicating with both of the quarterbacks, I like how the quarterbacks are communicating, but that chemistry got to come a little stronger. I understand that they probably doing reps when the cameras are off, getting work together, but it's more than that. It's hanging out together, having cookout.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what did you see on that cover 3? I seen that you always, instead of just running the 12 yards and breaking down and coming back to the ball, why did you hit him twice with it? Oh, because I know he breaks. I got to keep him. Because sometimes a wide receiver, correct me if I'm wrong, you got to play mind games with the
For sure, chess.
You feel me? And so I think that's what both quarterbacks need to do. I think accuracy was pretty good. They had some great throws. I feel good about whichever quarterback that we choose. I feel like we can make something happen. It's just that our defense is going to step up very strong for us. And that comes with a whole lot of, and that gives quarterback confidence.
Right.
It gives them a lot of confidence knowing you got a defense behind you. So when you make certain throws, you know you can make it because you got somebody behind you.
Yeah.
If it's 3rd down and 6, like Trent was saying, I can hand the ball off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or if I'm looking downfield, I can just dump it right here, like AJ used to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got running backs that are wide receivers. Oh, y'all want to keep leaving right here? I'm going to leave it, dump it every time.
Yep.
So now, and that's another thing that leads me to my next thing. Both quarterbacks, stop always trying to take the home run.
Right.
That's not going to win the position. That's not going to win the position for you. Take care of that ball, put the players in the right positions to execute the play, and put it in, just manage the ball, manage the time, man.
I was just about to say that because I think if guys realize, like, bro, the talent that Bama brings in every year, like, it's more than superstars. You get what I'm saying? And they've been dominant through their whole life, probably.
No, for sure.
And so if you can manage that game and then add your little spice to it, your little to it, like that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Right.
If you ain't like, when I'm running the ball, I might give you a little but I know my strength. I'm coming. You gonna have to hit me. I'm trying to find a way to drop this shoulder on you.
Right. Because, like, today, being up here at Bryant Museum, I had the opportunity to go across the street and holler at some of the players. And I was talking to Jalen, and I got a chance to talk to Ty too. And I'm telling them, like, hey, what y'all going through, man, you can't let that bring you down. Every man has their own course, but you got a test. Martin Luther King had a test, but his path wasn't meant for everybody else, so that's how he became his legend. My story was different. It wasn't the same path. I got homies. We all could throw the football, but it was meant for me to be that quarterback at that time, because that's how I became my legend.
Right.
So y'all figure out what y'all course is and what y'all need to follow, and talk to the man upstairs, and he gonna lead you the right way.
So what you thought about the A-Day overall as a team? Like, what type of team that you think that we're gonna have this season?
I think we got guys that are listening. They want to listen this year. They don't like that feeling that they felt last year. Like they want to listen to Coach Saban. Like a statement Coach Saban used to say all the time is, when I got to do more than my job, we were not gonna win. So he's pretty much telling the leaders, and I think we see some leaders like Malachi Moore. See him talking to the young DBs, telling them this, that, and the third, and it was impressive to see them talking to the quarterbacks. Like, hey, fool, you see me squatted down 8 yards, you know I'm ready for anything that's in my inside foot back. I'm ready for you to throw it out, because what my landmark is, I'm letting you throw it out. I'm saying you can get me because I got a corner out there that's going first round, and if you don't throw it right, he gonna pick it. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what, obviously we don't know what they was really saying to each other, but a lot of communication is going on. They got to lean on each other.
So it's more communication than
yeah,
it was last
most
year.
Most definitely, they leaning on each other.
Young and old. I've been to 2 practices this spring, and I got an opportunity to really get the camaraderie what he was talking about of the team, and it's just like that. DBs helping receivers, like, bro, when you see me in this technique right here, you got to set me up this way. DBs getting taught by receivers when I do this move here. It's just, like you said, it's just a lot of communication. a lot of guys wanting to see other guys succeed, bro. Yeah. And that's what's the difference in this group. They working hard. They're accepting leadership from the top to bottom, and they're also helping each other, because there was a time where and we've been on plenty of teams, not just Bama. You go definitely in the pros, nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going. There's not a shoulder that you can lean on, especially when you go to the pros, which is one topic that we had tonight about the NFL draft. But there's nobody to lean on in the NFL or in professional football or professional sports. Be honest with you, right. But in terms of Alabama, we always talk about the process, but the process doesn't work if the players don't buy into it. It don't matter how much they talk about it, how much they say about, doing what you need to be doing and going where you need to be and being dependable and being resilient in certain situations, body language. But until we fully realize that the older guys are not only saying this, but they're doing it and having success, I can truly buy into that.
And I think they got a different pepper in their step, because this is the older guys, this is the first class in a long time. Well, they're the only class that haven't won a national championship.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think they got to, I heard them talking today, man, we can't leave here. What people going to say about us? We the only class to leave here without no championship. What that say about us? So I feel like now they looking themselves like, we ain't got Bryce, we ain't got Will. It's on us.
It's on us.
Because, Trent, when you left, bro, we were looking at us like,
what we going to do?
AJ ain't here.
Yeah.
Trent ain't here.
Yeah, we got to be
it's on us. It ain't go in there, make 2 plays, be like, go ahead, Trent, go win the game for it. No, it's, boy, get ready for these 90 plays.
Yeah.
Get ready for them. Scrap up. Go do some more conditioning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that what's going on with them.
And that's good you say that, man, because my question is to the team and even to the coaches, who going to be the chief?
Yeah.
And because as of right now, as I see still, Malachi might be the chief on defense. Might be. Offense is still trying to find who's gonna be the chief. And then even when you find who's gonna be the chief, who's gonna be the chief in a room? It's a difference.
Yeah.
Being out there and you know that you're the guy, everybody know you're getting the ball no matter what, everybody know that you're gonna be the face of the program. But when you get inside that room, are you that guy? Who's my receiver room, we had Julio. We had Marquise Mays when he left. We had in the tight end room, we had Brad Smelly. We had Preston Dowden before he came on board with everything.
Yeah.
Defensive line, you had Terrence Cody. When he left, you had Marcel Dares. Linebacker room, we all know, we had Rolando McClain. He was the chief of the team, but in that room, you gotta find that confidence in yourself, and you gotta say that, man, I can't let my team down. It would have been selfish of me for me not to lead Christion.
Right.
It would be selfish of me not to lead Blake. You feel me? It's just for you to grow and be a great team. And it starts in that classroom. It really do. Because our classroom, Burton Burns, he wasn't the head assistant coach for no reason.
Yeah.
Burton Burns was a chief all the way around. But he knew his spot, he knew his place when it came to Coach Saban. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He might not be the chief out there for the coaches, the how can I say this, for he wasn't the head coach, but he know he was the assistant head coach.
Yeah.
And everybody respected his grind and the guys he was bringing in.
For sure.
Right. Speaking on that, excuse me. What do y'all guys think about the draft process that's coming up?
Can the Falcons please pick somebody from Alabama again so we can start winning?
Who did they get? Julio?
We got Julio, we got Calvin.
How long he was there?
We had JC for a minute.
Julio there? 8 years?
Yeah, I want to say 8.
Ain't getting a ring, ain't getting nothing.
Nah, man.
Okay. So what I think is about, man, I think for me specifically, I didn't get drafted, went free agent to Miami Dolphins. But that process, man, please, any advice for you? Don't stress yourself out. Listen, them folks gonna want you, or they ain't. I'm telling you now.
Is Christion talking to this Coach Jones?
This Christion, this is a little bit of both. I don't know who this is talking to me, but I'm just What I'm gonna tell you is, listen, man. You ate chicken wing for every game. Why you want to eat salad and veggies now that you go? I'm not saying don't eat salad and veggies. Listen. I'm not telling you not to eat right, but don't go just changing who you are for one day.
Fact.
For one day.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be comfortable with yourself if you go changing your whole life? Now, listen, there's some expertise out there smarter than me. No, that surprises you, but they smarter than me. And they gonna tell you, no, don't eat this, don't eat that, and do what these folks tell you to do. But what I'm just saying is, you know, that we've seen it, there's a lot of guys who changed their whole persona
Yeah.
for 2 days. Either the combine, pro day, or both, or draft day. I mean, just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's all I got. That's my advice to the draft. Be yourself.
What about you, Trent? I know you was a first round
Third pick.
and I know you did a lot of team visits and was always traveling. How did you find time to manage the traveling, the working out, and the interviews you had with the other teams? Because you had to travel to all these different teams and go back and train for a few days, and then you had to visit another team because you went first round, third pick.
Well, for real, bro, I only visited, I want to say 2 or 3 teams. It was Tampa and it was Cleveland. And Cleveland had already told me, because me and Brandon Wheaton was down there, he said, we're going to take both of y'all. But Tampa was saying the same thing, and I wanted to go to Tampa.
What pick? You remember what pick Tampa had that year?
Tampa was 5th or 6th pick. No, it was 6th pick.
Was it a coaching style though?
Coaching style?
That made you want to go to Tampa, or was it just being from?
Yeah, they was downhill.
Yeah.
I'm from Florida, and Derrick Brooks, from Pensacola.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him back and forth. He was saying they were gonna pick me up.
Would your marketing have been different there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marketing, like it would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But I went there. I think I went to the Bills too. But just even like that process of like if you took them, I took those visits. I wore a suit. I wore a suit, and I was letting them know about my business.
Right.
This is what I do.
Right.
Football is natural. But me being a professional, this okay. I had to learn how to be a real professional. So I had to get, pick up certain things when I went certain places. Like the first time I seen somebody with a suit on was at the combine, and it was David, a guy from Virginia Tech. He had the neck injury.
I can't remember what he's doing.
Oh, David. He went first round too. I think he went last pick first round, but he went to the Giants. And he had a suit on while we was at the combine. And I'm like, bro, why you got a suit on? I'm like, I'm about my business. Then he came out with, after he got hurt, he came out with his own shirt line, his suit line. But he was in New York, and so that's perfect for him. You get what I'm saying?
No, most definitely.
Wow.
And so it's just like I learned different things, bro. Like, and I picked up different things on the way. But like that process of that night, like I got to see my family, I got to see my kids enjoy the process, and like I never thought I was gonna be in this situation. Like I dreamed it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I never got to be like, oh, this is how it's gonna be set up. This is gonna be, X, Y, and Z. Get your hair cut, you get fresh, you get your suit right. You got the people in there with the cameras, all this other stuff. Family still running around trying to find stuff to do and, finding different things. Somebody left their suit, somebody left their clothes, and
Right.
you know how it is, stuff like that. But back in that green room, man, probably the most nervous I was. Because I got all these, big time guys back there, but I'm like, bro, I know we gonna hide in them. Like I'm talking about all my brothers.
Right.
It was me, Dante, Upshaw, Drake Kirkpatrick. We had a line to come. I think we had a line. I know 4 of us went first round that year. And I think
Was it Barrett?
Upshaw,
You didn't leave with Barrett Jones.
first pick of the, Barrett was still in school. Upshaw went first pick of the second round. So like that green room feeling, man. And I can remember talking to my daughter. She kept saying, "Dad, I'm hungry. Can I eat?" I said, "Hold on, baby. You got the dress on. Wait till we get done." And so Cleveland traded up one pick because they was at 4. They traded up, and when they traded up, Dante came to me and said, "Boy, you finna go out there and be in that cold, ain't you?" I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Cleveland just traded up for you, boy. You going to Cleveland." I put my head down, and I was like, I'm mic'd up. And like, oh. And I told my mom was like, "Oh, hell no." And she said that because my mom had lupus.
Okay.
And so the first thing she was thinking, like, man, like, because my mom, when it goes bad for her, she get paralyzed and everything.
Oh, for real?
And so she was like, "Oh, hell no." And then, so, with that, it was just more like, oh, man, I was scared to go to Cleveland, you know what I mean? I was blessed, but I was scared to go there because I didn't know how it was going. You hear all the stories, you hear all the stories, and, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't go there, this and that. So I was like, man, I want to be in that sunshine, man. I want to be in Florida. Like, I want to be somewhere down south.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wanted to do. But the marbles fall like they fall,
Yeah.
Get drafted there, you go through all these interviews, and these for the younger guys too. Gibbs, I know this guy here, he's gonna be a high caliber guy.
Yes, sir.
Closest thing to me that I have seen to Alvin
Kamara.
Yes,
for sure.
I mean, if you had them two in the backfield together, like you're not missing a beat,
Not at all.
But to tell that young man, like, hey, enjoy this process. Like, cause can't nobody take this process from you. Mm-hmm. Whether you get picked on the first day or the last day, you deserve everything that's fit to happen because you done worked your tail off.
Facts.
And that's one thing I had to realize. And being in that green room that night, I got my night ended early, but I stayed until all my brothers got picked up.
That's big.
Because that was family. That was love for me.
That's amazing.
Even when Dante, when Upshaw didn't get picked up that first night, we came back that next night to make sure he got picked up.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nothing but love, bro. Like, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the after parties, after first, because I didn't party in school, so I enjoyed every bit of it.
I know that's real.
Shoot, I missed the flight the next morning. To
go to Cleveland.
Hey, they told me 7. I'm thinking 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I had a flight at 7, so they had to sit.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
So, no, it might have been 6. I'm thinking 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So listen, they had to send a jet and come back and get me.
Man, that's crazy, but we want to give a big shout out to Bryant Museum for letting us have this space to do this podcast. We also want to thank one of our newest sponsors, Milton Insurance, out of Birmingham. Once you put them cleats down, holler at Milton Insurance, they'll get you rolling.
Yeah, man, I feel like through my process, it was it was kind of different. It was kind of different, and I went undrafted just like Jones. I went to the Green Bay Packers. I went to the Green Bay Packers, and that was the first time I've been in a football facility. They had a full basketball court, cafeteria code, all that, but I was disappointed when I didn't get picked up, man. That wasn't a good feeling, but it built character. You feel me? It built a lot of character, and it was just like really just looking at myself and it was just, I was down because I had my family with me. I wanted my little girl to witness something else beautiful that her dad had a chance to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? But she still did, though. She see me reach my dream, and I did something for my grandma. Like, that's what I promised her. That, like, and then, like, for a lot of kids, like, sometimes, you got people that's close to you pass away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Dedicate your career to them. 'Cause that's what I did for my grandmother. I dedicated my career to her, like, Grandma, I'm gonna be in that draft. My name gonna be in that draft. So that was like, that moment was bigger than getting my name called or not getting my name called.
Yeah.
But like I said though, the pain built character. So when Green Bay called me the next day, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to go out there and be with A-Rod and see how he move as a professional. And But you understand your first day that you get on campus that like this is not like college. First day you get there, man. I mean, not like college. Like you get your locker, you think your gear gonna be up in there. You go somewhere to get your loot. Nah, boy, you better go up there and get. You better go ask him.
Right? Say something.
You gotta say so. I'm talking about just to get a towel to dry yourself off. You gotta ask questions, man. And man, don't get discouraged, man. Let that be another chip on your shoulder if you don't get a call. If you get a call, take advantage of the opportunity. Go out there and work your butt off and make your family proud.
Dude, I just want to give a quick correction on that statement. Our newest sponsor is Meldon Financial out of Birmingham. So when you put the cleats down, go to Meldon Financial of Birmingham. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Trent.
So, y'all gotta realize these my younger brothers here. So every time I see them, it's a show.
This is crazy.
No, for sure.
Tell me this, y'all. Being at a place like Bama, right? Mm-hmm. And being able to play with a guy like Nick Saban, and because I have different mixed feelings about this. Mm-hmm. Going to the NFL, is it a step up or is it a step down compared to where we come from?
In my behalf, I say it's a step down because I didn't really like. I mean, as a player, you feel. As a player, you just feel like I had like grew a relationship with Saban, man. You feel what I'm saying? So going to somebody and trusting someone else that can sit here and be like, great catch, great run, great throw, they could be like, pat them bad.
I'm telling you, just as quick as they say.
Pat them bad.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, so how am I supposed to put so much trust and run through this wall
that
for
black bag? They see that black bag, boy.
And then you got to think about you got new teammates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You ain't
so
making
like,
no money, so ain't nobody talking to you.
Man, you go, man, player like me, rookie performance. Blaze him, D University of Alabama, you know.
Straight up.
That's all I got. Straight up. When we talk about money, I can't talk. So, D University of Alabama, quarterback, yeah, I know I beat some of y'all. Ooh. You know, I'm talking greedy. I'm mad, because everything I'm about to say, I know they laughing. Yeah. And you know, I'm like, all right, so next thing I'm going to sing Frankie Beverly, you know what I'm saying? They're like, sign a bonus. I'm like, 0. Everybody just started laughing. I'm just like, all right. So instead of singing, I started joning. I'm joining everybody out. Dirk Kurt was our head coach. I'm a head net too.
No wonder you got sent home.
Yes, sir. No, I was just playing. I didn't get on coach though.
He's joking. He's
I still got sent home though. Fact. But yeah, man.
Hey, no, I ain't gonna lie. Step down, step up. Me personally, I gotta go step up. I was in Miami. Man, and it brought so many memories from 2012 national championship, boy. So,
I'm talking about the program.
I know Miami. I was in Miami playing for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. I was having an 8 ball. They had, when I ran out there for the first practice, man, they had 2 DJs out there. They may be having a function after practice. Boy, they got that Ray Charles over there playing on one field.
What you did?
Dance. That's what you can do. Like, you know, they had, like, in terms of structure, you on your own.
Did you?
Nah. I was gonna get cut if I went out there playing like that. Nah.
You can't say you wasn't dressing like you was dressing in Alabama though.
No.
You put extra gear on.
Come on, big bro.
I know you're saying about the music.
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I already said what I had to say.
What I'm saying is, structurally, it was like you missed that part. You missed having, you know, everybody uniform, everybody, man, you can wear whatever you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? I had like 2 little rope chains I was wearing with my jersey. I ain't couldn't do that at Bama.
Yeah.
I never wore a visor. I put a visor on. Just getting all out of character.
Yeah.
You know, but
was it weird to put on colorful cleats?
It was weird.
Like we got black.
It was weird to put on everything that had any color in it.
Yeah.
It was all that was weird. All that was new and weird, bro. But like you said, we had to do that performance, Ricky performance. signing bonus. 5,500. Shut up. They started throwing stuff. Because they made me do mine at the movies. Oh, for real? At the movies. And it was like, no, we got to get a rookie to come up here. Oh, Jones, come on, Jones. I never forget, I sung, what's the name of that song? I got sunshine.
Temptation.
Yeah, but you step like this. Hey, look, this is what I learned. I'm going to tell this for the rookies. Rookies, listen to me. Sing a song everybody like and know. They gonna start it with you and take over. Sing a song everybody know, man. And you'll be straight. But boy, I called out there signing the bonus. Boy, they threw that popcorn and carried at me. Boy, those them days though.
So the question is, Bo, like leaving Bama, going to the NFL, was it a step up? Playing for Nick Saban, you know, playing for Burton Burns too. Was it a step up or a step down going to the next level? For guys to be, you know, aware, you know, what to look after, you know.
I think that we was ahead of a lot of guys. Cause once I got to Dallas, I knew what a over front, under front, over G, under G, 52 front, 25 front. I knew cover 3, cover 2, cover 6, cover 0. You know, I knew all those covers. You know, cover 4, quarters. You know. And I think that's what got ahead of a lot of guys. And where we come from working so hard, 2 weeks a week and a half after the national championship, we back working out an hour and a half.
Yes, sir.
And then that migrates into fourth quarter, which is where the men are separated from the boys.
True enough.
And it make you think, do I really want to play football? Is this really what I want to do?
Right.
You know, because of how tough fourth quarter was. And we run in 80s, not knowing the time, not knowing how many we got. I mean, that's getting you mentally strong because you're doing something that's tiring you out. You have to keep up with the rabbit. And you can't bend over. You can't put your hands on your hip. All that go into being mentally strong. So and the physical part of it came from practice, because we bang, 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 and if someone ain't hit somebody, you know, in a third type of way that we know that you were gonna lay them out in the game, you had a defensive player getting on their butt about it. And it's just like, I remember one day, John Allen told Dalvin, control your gap, meaning basically do your job. Because if you ain't doing your job, now you got the other 10 players not able to do their job. Maybe it's different on the back end, they can still cover, but you ain't controlled that gap. So I think that we was a step up. I think that we was ahead because we already knew how to be pros. We knew the work ethic. When we got there, the work ethic was less than what we were used to. So we used all that time to try to become back strong how we was when we were here. But not knowing that in the NFL is all about who can sustain, who can run the longest. You know what I'm saying? Who can last the longest. Not about who the big is. You know what I'm saying? It's not about how much muscle this person has. It's about who can sustain and how long can they run. They don't care if you lift the weight or not, as long as you go out there and do your job. And I think that that's what we had. And you know, a lot of people may say that a lot of Alabama players didn't last long in the league because that we were beat up, but it wasn't because that we were beat up. It was a number thing. Like, far as Trent, you know, when he got drafted 3rd round, he automatically had a spot. Trent can go out there and mess up every play. He's still gonna play. But if you drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, like we were, you can't afford it. Your best bet is to try to start on special teams. And that's why Coach Saban always start freshmen off playing special teams. So when you get to the next level, you will know how to play special teams. it wouldn't be a look that you haven't seen.
Right.
You will know a 7-up, 8-up. You know what I'm saying? New York call, LA, like you will know that. And this system is very different from any other system in college football, because I think that I think that the way that Coach Saban run college football, he runs it like a pro organization,
For sure.
if that makes sense. Because when we get into the organization, we already know how to interact with people, how to talk to people, you know what I'm saying, how to be coachable. Even though we grown men, we still know how to be coachable and listen because of the tree that we came from.
Right.
And
What's
so
his number one phase? What's his number one phrase? Don't listen to how I'm saying it. Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
exactly.
That's real.
Exactly.
That's real.
And something that I used from Coach Saban was, it's not about what you want, it's about what you're willing to do to get it.
Right.
You know? And I use that phrase a lot. And because it made me think about, it's not about what you want. We can want a lot of things, but what are we willing to do to get those things that we want?
Yes, sir.
So I want to get into the draft process of this upcoming draft. Where do you think Bryce going to end up? You think he's going to end up at the Texans?
Who got the first pick?
Panthers got the first pick right now.
Panthers got the first pick.
Yeah,
Probably going to
traded
the
up
Panthers.
already, I think.
I
Probably
mean,
going to the
Panthers.
They need a quarterback.
they do need a quarterback. I mean, but at the same time, they can bring somebody else in, too. But I mean, I'm understanding what you're saying, fool.
They need a quarterback.
Okay,
Okay, they need a quarterback.
All
The
right.
Panthers is in need of a
They
quarterback.
in need of a quarterback.
Texas is too, but
I think Texas just be a better fit for him. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Him fitting that.
I've been trying
I
to see
just say that
that.
because he got Michi over there. You feel me? He got. I know he got
Well-
Michi, but I mean that's
But you
big.
got
That's
to
confidence right
understand,
there,
he
too.
going into a new coaching area too. Like the coaches that was there not still there, so they're gonna be new coaches, and they're gonna be new players.
Yeah.
Like, I think Bryce need to be around somebody that's, and I'm talking about head coach wise, that's the offensive guy.
That's an offensive guy.
Yeah, like he need to be around them type of presence.
I'm just saying every quarterback that went to Carolina, they don't have the great relationship with that quarterback coach over there.
I mean, it's a whole new coaching staff over there, ain't it?
Oh, I ain't been looking.
I think Bryce going to go to the Panthers, man. He going to go to the Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, them folks ain't trade up to get number one pick for nothing. You know, who would y'all get?
I mean, you know, they got him and C.J. Stroud right there together.
Nah, man, that's just talk. Bryce going number one. Who would y'all get if you was the Panthers?
Yeah, the first pick.
Who you had the first pick between? I'm gonna put it like that, between CJ and Bryce. Who you going to go get? And don't be biased for what you got on.
I'm not being.
We watch
I'm
football.
I'm not being biased. I'm gonna say Bryce because Bryce is the type of quarterback, he can stand in the pocket and throw the ball. He can also roll out left or right when he can, especially rolling out left, being a right-handed quarterback. That's impressive. And he know how to run the ball and protect himself and get down.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he done been in a situation where he done overcame adversity and came in a hostile environment and came back and won the game.
Yeah.
So I would take Bryce because of his mentality of the game, his IQ of the game, because he's playing to win. You know, he's not playing to be recognized as the one. You know, I had class with Bryce when I came back to school. When I was gone 2 years already, and I came back to school, and I had class with him. And being around him is the exact way that he was on the field. Calm and collective, a leader,
Right.
motivated, and did what he was supposed to do. Never missed class, never showed up late. You know, then interrupt the teacher while she was talking. And of course, I'm gonna take a guy like that because I know that he gonna show up on time. I know he know football, of course.
Yeah.
He had the mentality to be the best quarterback in the league
No,
at,
for sure.
at some point.
So 2 quarterbacks going off the board. First 2 picks. That's what you saying?
No, I think Will somewhere in that top 3, top 2.
What's up, Bryce going first or second?
If not first, you going second.
So what round you think Rick's going to?
Who?
Eli Ricks. The
I don't
DB.
know. If I was,
He's a guy that missed. He's a guy that missed the COVID season.
well, see, they gonna do everything they can to get him for cheap. Yeah, even though he came out, even though he got a top, whatever.
I mean, you know, he's a guy did great at LSU.
Yeah.
Missed the 2020 season because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Came to Alabama. Didn't play much. Well, didn't play at all the first couple games until we got to Mississippi State when he started, and that's when he had a good game. And then after that, it was kind of mediocre.
Yeah, and I think the NFL gonna use that against him not to pay him money. You know, that man, it's the NFL, bro.
If you
If I had to guess,
potentially
with his potential, 4th round.
4th round.
Yeah, 4th round, 3rd, 4th round. I mean, if he goes anything above that, that's just awesome for him. God be with him. But we talking about politics.
Exactly.
We talking about NFL. Let's not be crazy about this now. His potential is through the charts. I'm talking about 6'2", 215 guy, long, lanky guy. But they gonna use whatever was issues he had going on the team last year. Whether it's injuries, that's what I'm saying. Whether it's injuries, off the field, whatever the case may be, they would love to get a guy of his caliber.
It's a steal.
3rd, 4th. That's what I'm saying. He's a steal, late round guy. But he's a priority late round guy. Like he ain't gonna be
only had one good year.
And that was his 2 years before, right?
Right.
So I mean that's what I'm saying. That's gonna play a role. I mean
what Coach Saban used to say to us, one of his main things he used to say to us, you only as good as your what? Last play.
Oh, your last play. Yeah, facts. So what was his last game? What was his last play? When was his last game? I need to know that.
I mean,
I think he has like a kind of a. I think he's gonna have a kind of a career as like Tony Brown.
Tony Brown.
I don't think like he gets drafted very high, but his skill and his personality is gonna keep him on every team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he is gonna keep him on every team. Like everybody's gonna want him. He's gonna look good in practice on film.
Yeah.
He meets all the, he cross out everything with height, size, ball location, everything. I feel like he has a career like how Tony's going. Tony's still in the league, and a lot of people don't even know it.
Yeah, that's fact.
I know he is.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know it at first until you see what I'm saying. So like coaches, special team love gunners like that with his size. You see what I'm saying? So I think the only thing that hurt him in his draft is the fact that he didn't make plays, and when he did get on the plays, he didn't separate himself from everybody else.
True.
Because like you go with Jamar Chase, he sat out, but when he came back,
he did what he did.
Check this out. Here's another rule of thumb for you, rookies, upcoming rookies. You go 4th, 5th round, you just a couple years quicker to your second contract.
Right.
Exactly. 1st, 2nd round, these boys locked in.
Yep.
And that's like the top half of the second.
5 years.
You locked in 5 years, 1st round. 4th, 5th. Man, go out there in 2 years.
You can go to the drawing board.
Come on, man.
So with that being said,
come on, boy. Go get that money, man. Don't worry about all that stuff.
I think we might have been asking the same thing.
Go ahead, let me see what you
Like,
got.
is it? Because we talked about this on my show, or our show. Is it almost bad to play so good to go 1st round, 3rd pick? Because, and I'm saying this now, right now, in today's time, because we talk about Bryce and we talk about Will, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if Will get drafted 2nd pick, and so say Will was making, and I'm not counting by pocket, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Say Will was making $6 million this year, right? And he could have came back another year. And so for him to go, and we're making this an endorsement money, right? So all NIL is endorsement money. So if you're making $6 million a year in college, and you're the hottest thing around, and I get it, you tell Bryce to go. He's a quarterback. He got to go because he got a big chance of getting hurt.
Right.
And even with Will's situation, he's the hottest thing around. So in today's society, like I can't see me telling my son to go to the league if you're making $8 million or $6 million a year for 4 years in a row, and you're going to make more than you will when it all comes out with your rookie contract.
At a place that you know that you're gonna be at for 4 years, not
I think
getting
it come with
traded,
That's what I'm saying.
not waking up, not knowing if you're gonna be
Getting
there.
that degree.
Yeah.
All that, yeah.
And then with that, and it's
Getting a
like when you're a defensive player too, like or a defensive lineman or offensive lineman, or
You get paid
you know,
$80 degree.
them endorsements not gonna come like that.
Facts.
Right,
Now Bryce gonna get them because he's a quarterback,
exactly.
and he the one the Heisman, so he got
Plenty.
But with Will's situation, I'm not saying that Will ain't gonna get this and that. I'm just saying
Right.
like, a defensive standoff, like that face, like the last defensive player that you really seen was that we known that ran the league for me was what's my guy then? No, Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray was the face of the league for a while.
Yeah.
And then after that, a defensive guy,
It was J.J. Watt.
JJ, but even with that, like, how long was he the face? Like, he wasn't the primary face of the league.
Right.
Like, nobody have done that like Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With the Under Armour, with with all the
Yeah.
pregame speeches. Yeah, I was in Indianapolis. He was my pregame speech, and we was fit to get ready to play against him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how powerful he was.
Right.
And so with that, like, I haven't seen the league cater to defensive guys like that, far as OBJ that got his own shoe. What guys do you know got a real shoe deal that's worth $6 million or $20 million? Like,
Not many.
like it don't happen like that, especially on the other side of the ball. And I'm not hating on no defensive players, but I'm just talking about when endorsements come. Like, I can't see myself telling either one of my sons to, hey, go ahead and rush to the league. And I know that you can make another year and make more. Now, I'm thinking on the older tip far as, I'm thinking on the other tip far as like, okay, me thinking the long run. Like, cause I had got some knowledge from Bobby Humphrey one time. And I asked him why he didn't let Marlon choose a certain agent. And he was saying that, well, you think about who this agent got. Coaches and the GMs and all this other stuff. If something happened, who he gonna go with? He gonna stay with them coaches and GM because their career gonna be longer than y'all's. Right. Because if you get hurt or something happened with your family or something like that, you're gone.
Right.
Something happened when you out in the club, you're gone.
So, right. So, question: do you think Jahmyr Gibbs go in the first round?
Possibility there. I think
Well, why you say possibility? Give me an explanation.
Because the skill he coming with. Because at first a lot of people didn't believe in Alvin or that type of running back. They didn't believe in him at first, and then he came and changed a lot. And with them looking like the same running back and had the same comparison, I feel like somebody can be like, I missed on Alvin. I ain't about to miss on this guy right here.
That made it be. He different.
Yeah.
He different.
He different. He do everything, fam. He was at Georgia Tech.
So he
Had the most receiving yard. Then,
I ain't taking 2 backs in the first round though.
That might though.
But I'm saying, who the other backs they got?
Brian from Texas.
Yeah.
He the one.
He at 92.
He's supposed to come on.
I mean, but if you put Gibbs in a system like the Eagles, Philly system, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he eating.
Or
Kansas.
I would say Kansas City because
Yeah.
they use they running back a lot as receivers.
Kansas City too.
But I don't want y'all to forget that we're doing our show at the Paul Bryant Museum for the people that is watching this. We want to thank the people here for bringing us here and doing our show here. So we're at the Paul Bryant Museum at the University of Alabama. But back to what we were saying, I think he had the potential to go first round.
Yeah, I think he does.
But at this point, I think that he can only hurt himself because of he done everything
Yeah.
correct. But now they're looking for why not to draft him. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, he's an NFL bet.
Yeah.
I think
sure.
Gibbs is an NFL bet.
He's an every down back.
Yeah.
He's
So
an
that's
NFL
why
back.
he have to, like he done everything right. He just have, I just want him to clean up the things that's the people gonna look at why we shouldn't draft him in the first round.
Yeah, most
You know what I mean? Because
definitely.
that's what every team look at. Why not to draft you? You know? So
That's why I said that about Eli.
exactly. And this is my intake on it is that don't give them a reason not to draft
No,
you.
There you
for
go.
sure.
There you go.
You know
sure.
what I mean?
'Cause I mean,
So
the man pass block, everything there, bro.
yeah.
Everything. I think the man cold, bro. Like the way he sets up his blocks, he sets up the defender. Like it's like he ain't looking at the first defender. He
Right.
looking at the second and third. Like he's setting it all up there from the first. You know what I'm saying? Or he like when you watch a running back run, you know he know his blocking scheme. He know that at this time and the center and the guard gonna come off to the linebacker. So let me take another step, an extra step, and then plant my foot and just go north and hit the hole
Yeah.
hard. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, you're right. It seemed like he know where them aces and deuce blocks coming from.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, he know when a yellow block is and
And to answer your question, I think what's gonna separate them two of who get drafted is who impacts the team as a whole. What,
Right.
is you gonna be a cancer coming to this team, or you gonna make everybody better? Is everybody gonna love you? Are we gonna use you can we have you for the next couple of years? I think that's what's gonna separate who get picked up
I
first.
mean, not only that is, can we build around you? Can we build?
Yeah.
Can we build the culture around, your pedigree? You know, like, can we build around? I think he can go first round. It just depends who's up and what these folks really need
at that position.
at that position.
Right.
It's a couple teams who need some running backs, but at the same time, I feel like Gibbs and the guy from Texas, I feel like they kind of do the same thing, and I get a little bit more power from the guy in Texas.
Right.
But I get a little bit more speed from Gibbs in hands. So it just depends, man. But I mean, it's a couple teams, bro, who gonna need another back. But we said some good teams: Kansas
Right.
City, Philly,
Right.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Last question. The most underrated player in this draft.
What you think, Blake?
Me, I'm gonna go with the kid, the quarterback from Kentucky, man. I like his attitude. I like how he competes.
Is Moody coming out there?
His game against Georgia, he didn't play his best game, but how he controlled it, and he still almost won that game, but they lost. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows a lot. And his ball placement, guys, a heck of an arm power. I think he said that. I think I seen on one show with Peyton Manning that he know how to throw like 75 to 80 yards and throw it 60 yards on his knee. No, he threw it 50 yards and hit the crossbar on his knee. That's
See, I
good,
hate
man.
Is Moody coming out this year?
Quarterbacks do that stuff.
I
You know
mean,
why?
I
'Cause
mean,
how many passes you gonna throw on your knees in
I'm
a ball
with you.
game?
I'm with you,
50
but
yards.
all that come with it though.
Ain't gonna throw one.
You
Why
don't know.
you doing that?
You don't know.
On your knees? The
When-
ball is
Did
down.
you ever think that somebody would dive and throw a touchdown in the
On
Super
your
Bowl?
knees?
cuz?
He didn't throw a touchdown.
Patrick Mahomes in the Super
He didn't
Bowl.
throw a touchdown.
What was it then?
Picked almost.
No, it wasn't no
went through.
pick.
It went through.
He almost caught that.
He almost. It's an
he
incomplete
almost
pass.
caught. He caught. I can't remember. We're gonna
Let
pull
me-
up
let
that
me-
clip later.
Let
to
me
let
say
y'all
this.
know.
I know the rules go. If your knee, your elbow, or your ass touch the ground,
You're down.
you down.
I
So
understand
why
that,
am I
bro.
sitting on my knees trying to hit a goal
Because
post?
that's working on the strength of your arm. You getting your arm stronger.
I'd rather see. I like that little thing they do when
There's
they
certain
have
things quarterback do that you ain't gonna
be
understand.
quiet.
You feel what I'm saying?
I like to see that little thing they have when it moving and y'all have to. That's that's football.
Yeah.
You got a guy running across the middle, and I gotta hit him in these different windows. I don't know nobody want to see you take a knee and hit a goal post.
Saying that's
You don't
very
get no
impressive,
points for
though.
that. Go ahead,
That's
go
very
ahead, go ahead.
impressive.
My most underrated player, I would say
And,
Moody. I would say Moody from I would say Moody.
Moody.
Because a lot of people not talking. I don't hear a lot of people talking about him. But this is a guy that is on his P's and Q's, be in the right spot, bring the leadershipness to the team and the hard working that he has. He's a quiet player that works hard, but also is a leader. You know, he's a guy that leads by an example. And I think he's the most underrated player in the draft right now. And whoever get him, they're gonna be surprised at what they get when he step a foot in that door.
For me, and I'm gonna stay home with this because I feel like it's a disrespect when it comes to this guy. I say Bryce. I feel like they got him very underrated. You name one player that hasn't won. You name one player that has won more games than Bryce in this draft right now. You can't.
Right.
Like you name one player that has put the team on his back night after night, and we know, and being Bama legends, Bama fans, Bama, you know, everything. If we didn't have Bryce here, we probably lost 3 to 4, 5 games this year if we didn't have that man doing what he was doing. And that's on a team that is by far, talent-wise and on paper, better than almost every team in the nation.
Right.
So we didn't have him, and that's tough.
That's right.
And I hate to say this too, the people don't sleep on the quarterback from Georgia.
Oh yeah, I like him.
They sleep on him.
Yeah.
They sleep on old Bennett over there. It's Bennett, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bennett. Is that his name? Bennett? Stinson Bennett.
Stinson.
I ain't gonna lie, my underrated player, y'all gonna hear about him. He gonna be one of the best receivers that come through. Tank Bill out of Houston. Get your eyes on him. Get ready to watch him because he gonna put on the show.
Right. So we getting
Appreciate that.
we getting to the closer point of our show. I want to thank the Bryant Museum for having us here. It's been a pleasure to come here and do our show. I want to thank y'all for having us here. It's amazing to be at your
campus.
at your alma mater to do a show,
Grounds, baby.
and it's wonderful. And with that being said, I want to say what you got going on and what you have coming up, and how the people can find you on social media or whatever you have. And I'm gonna start with you, Blake. You know, I always start with you.
No, for sure. Got spring ball coming up. Spring ball coming up. First day is May 23rd. We just had our schedule come out for our season 2, August 8th. If you in Atlanta, Georgia, come out, watch us play, man. We're gonna put on a great show. Got a lot of great young men that's willing to come out and put their body on the line and change the culture of Mount Bethel Christian Academy. And if you want to follow me on all social media, it's B_Sims6.
For me, I just want to thank all of you guys for coming out to watch the show live. We really appreciate that. And I also want to thank one of our newest sponsors, Meldon Financial out of Birmingham. All right, Meldon Financial out of Birmingham. I just want to shout them out because they represent. But for me, man, spring ball at Central High School. I'm a special teams coordinator and a wide receiver coach there. I also do recruiting there. So we just got a lot going on. Monday, we start our first official day for spring ball. Just like my man said, if you're in the west side, north side, east side of Tuscaloosa, come give Coach Jones a holler. Got a new coaching staff with a new mindset, ready to do new things.
And I'm gonna pass it along to Trent, because I know this guy here has 20 to 30 things going on. You know, he's a coach, he's an athletic director, he's a radio hoster with Ropes with TR3. He's the basketball coach, the soccer coach. So
He the DJ at a little chill spot.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he the little DJ.
He got a dagger spot in Pensacola, Birmingham. I'm wondering when he gonna put one here on campus in Tuscaloosa. So Trent, tell the people what you have going on. I think I named.
Even got a little Michael Jackson in him.
I named a little bit of what you got going on, but tell the people what you got going on and what you got coming up next.
And you done hit on everything, man. Right now, man, we're still in basketball season. What for AU? I think them guys got to go back to Tennessee this weekend or next weekend. But man, getting ready for football season, getting these kids ready for that. And man, I was talking to Bo about this before we came up, man. My daughter will be 17 this year, man. She got a year and a half. She'll be up here going to school.
Not the twins when we first got here.
No, they ain't twins. One of them was older than the other.
But the two girls when we first got here?
Yeah. In 2 years for my baby girl to be up here. You feel me? So I got to prepare myself mentally for that.
Well, what you say?
Can you send me your little notes you write? Because mine ain't far from.
Yeah, because I think yours a year after my youngest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, it's scary, but man, it's a blessing too, man. But man, with the show, The Roast with TR3, me and Reggie Ragland on there every day, man. With on our Tuesday episodes, we got the Hometown Heroes with Mike McCoy, Funny Mane, Tony O'Langam, Reggie Ragland, me, and we're trying to, and we're adding a female voice to it. We're trying to find that the right voice that knows more than just sports too.
Right.
And we adding a couple more pieces to it and doing a lot more live stuff. But man, being here on this show has been a blessing for me, and being able to come out and do lives and have live audience and be around my guys, my younger generation, my brothers. It's something special about all of us up here.
For sure.
And so, man, I learned that a long time ago, man. And so that was the big thing for me. So, but I think, man, everything going in the right direction, man. Just trying to, tighten up on a few things, man. Get ready for the next year, this year coming in, and be prepared for everything. So whatever I can do, man, I'm just trying to, climb that mountain, man, and keep getting better.
Yes, sir.
So for the people that's in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa area, make sure y'all come out.
Chill spot, my bad. Oh, yeah, you did mention chill spot, so man, we trying to put one up here in Tuscaloosa pretty soon, man. We in talks, man, but we got this one in Birmingham coming real soon, man. But Pensacola, man, if y'all down at the beach or it's a hot day, you feel like getting a little drink, but nothing heavy, come down and get your little sippy sip and chill and vibe at the chill spot, man.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad, boy.
So if you're in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, wherever you at, this Saturday we're playing against the Breakers. Birmingham Stadium playing against the Breakers at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central Time, and you can find my cameo, Bo Scarbrough, and also my clothing line, BoScarbrough.com. And I want to thank you guys for coming on the show and being here with me tonight. And I also want to thank Bryant Museum for having us here tonight. And that'll do it for us. And roll tide, guys.
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.